Minnesota Vikings absolutely killed free agency. Now let's see what they do in the draft. We're going to talk about the top needs going into this year's draft. How's it going, everybody? Thank you for joining us on this beautiful last day of March evening. April's not till tomorrow. We apologize for a little bit wonky schedule, but we're just trying to make things work around some, obviously, as you guys know, important life events. So we're here post free agency. We haven't really gotten a chance to talk much about draft stuff yet. So that's what we're going to do with the majority of tonight. But before we get into anything football related, Jamie, tell us, how are things with the new little one in the household?
Oh man, pretty good. Pretty lucky so far as like sleep and everything goes. He's been sleeping all right. Been a little fuzzy today, last couple days, but we are making it through so far, man. It's obviously a blessing. I mean, he's adorable. If he wasn't, maybe I'd feel a little bit different. But we got lucky there with this one. But no, man, it's cool. It's definitely an interesting experience so far. And yeah, man, I mean, yeah, just got this new little thing that you have to worry about every single day. So
it's only going to take only 18 more years. You know how it is.
Yeah, 18 more years. So yeah, I'm already counting down the days to that year 18. But no, it's been awesome. He's already
kind of close. She's on.
It's actually close. So this is what it is. I'm the third. So I'm James Gellerstedt the third. So I posted that picture on our YouTube channel or whatever. And it said JAG the fourth. So he is the fourth. He is James the fourth. I go by Jamie, and we are. And I know everybody in here. I think I've brought this up before, but we are going to call him, his nickname, like I'm Jamie, is already JJ. So we do have another JJ in this Vikings world, which was something that we had planned actually for a few years. Hey, thank you. Yeah, his nickname is JJ. So we do call him JJ officially. And he's born at the perfect time, right? Like right after free agency. He doesn't understand what kind of free agency we just have. Hopefully he's a lot luckier than all of us and jumped into the Vikings world at the perfect time. And what I believe is going to be, I think has a real chance of being the best stretch in Vikings history, which says a lot from the late 60s, early 70s. But yeah, hey, we'll see what happens. A lot of JJs going on here. But yeah, dude, no, whole process, everything super exciting. Gaining some sleep back. We're hanging in there on that front. And hopefully people keep saying things will get easier. And hopefully that's just the case for us. Yeah, man. So it's been good.
But the one thing your kid has not been able to do yet is see a Minnesota Twins victory. But we'll get there eventually. Yeah. I think at some point, maybe not.
Nah, he's calling for the Pollad's heads more than anybody.
Yeah, should be.
But yeah, before we keep going,
what a disgraceful start to a baseball season,
dude. And we can get into some of that. Maybe if you want to bring that back at the end of this, because I know you're gonna have some frustration to release. Yeah, I'll let you vent on that. For me, it's not even that big of a deal because I'm already kind of mentally tapped out because of that Pollad's trying to sell, not being to sell. Now, of course, they're like $500 million in debt or whatever. It's rough over there, but we'll get into that later. But before we get into some more Viking stuff, like Casey says, we're going to get into what we think is the biggest draft needs going into this year's draft post everything that we did in free agency. As some of you probably know, there's a lot of Asante Samuel Jr. to the Vikings post draft, aka save compensatory picks. With Asante, I'm assuming that you see in this, Casey. Was it
the Score North thing where like someone ran into him at a nightclub
and he was wearing a Vikings hat or whatever?
Yeah, and there's like, you play for the Vikings, then there's been 5 weeks I will or something.
Yeah, which like obviously, that. There's been other media reports, like bigger media, but I'm assuming it probably came from the same source. People at this point, of the offseason. You're just grabbing for everything you can. But
Right.
hey,
But also, I
maybe
mean,
it's
a
real.
25-year-old free agent corner that hasn't been like
Signed
obviously he
yet.
has a plan, he has a deal in place somewhere, but these
Mhm.
teams are probably just waiting until that comp pick window closes. So I
Exactly,
don't know. It'd be
exactly. And
interesting. I mean, if so,
we'll,
you're
we'll
getting
get
just you're getting a 25-year-old who's got some experience. So
Yeah, we'll
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 see.
get more into that. We'll get more into that later. And then we'll jump into some KOC. Obviously, they had the NFL annual meetings this past couple days. KOC came out and said a lot of good information on the JJ McCarthy Aaron Rodgers situation that somehow is still going on. And even with what he said today, I'm sure it's not over yet. Then we'll just hit a mock draft. We haven't done one in a while. And of course, just like every show, doing a giveaway with your choice in your card. So get those hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe. All that good stuff. And let's do some shout outs here because we had Delton in here at 4 o'clock. My dude, Purple Go for Life. Let's get it. Congrats again, Jamie. Hey, appreciate you, Norris. Really do, really do. Don't sleep on best player available in the first round. We don't trade that. Don't trade that. Could be linebacker Campbell type. And I know and we'll get into it actually because I know Casey was even more interested in the idea of a wide receiver potentially, but we'll get into that. What's going on, Nick? By the way, FT Maddie in the building, my guy. Hey, all, what's up? Sarah is in here. Man, I hate arguing with dumb people, y'all. It's so funny. I always see Sarah. I always see Sarah's comments on Twitter. She's always in there. I see the frustration. I see the frustration. What up, Gary? Scup School mates. Yeah, that's how your comment earlier. What was it? The JJ one. Like I said, JJ. We got another JJ in the Viking fandom. Let's get it, man. Or did that one. What else we got in here? Hey, my cousin Garrett. What's going on, dude? What is going on? Jamie, shouldn't you be on daddy on baby duty? Hey, this is. I get this. This is my hour. This is like my hour and a half. This isn't going anywhere.
The next thing you know, it's gonna be like 10:30.
Prior,
Jamie's gonna be like, can we talk about anything else? Anything else anybody wants to talk about?
yeah,
Nothing? Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll talk about the twins. uh, um, but yeah, no, my wife is taking over right now, which she's been absolutely incredible throughout this process. For real. So she's taking one for the team while I get to sit here and talk about our Vikings winning a Super Bowl in the next 2-3 years. So let's get it. Bleeding Purple in the building. What's up, my dude? Two Tone. Congrats, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. What else we got in here? We got my guy Skol for Life Barber. Let's go. Let's go. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. We got Kinetic in here. What up, my guy? Let's go. So I want to check in with y'all. About to go live. Hey, okay. Hey, appreciate you, Kinetic. Hey, Darren in the building. 18 years, my ass. What up, GG? Congrats on the baby, Jamie. Did you name him JJ? Oh, that was Darren's comment. They said that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, this would be crazy. Let's keep going. George Blunt in the building. School, my fellow perps. Let's go. Dutton, I hit you up earlier. My guy, appreciate you popping in. All right. I think we have. Hey, we got Jen in here. Hey, I miss Young Smokey as well. I feel they need DL, O line, and cornerback. Okay. Yeah, we're about to get into it. We're really close. Jamie, you missed my. Hey, Sarah, I got you. Let me know what you want. I think you already have a JJ McCarthy, or do you want a JJ McCarthy? Let me know. I got you. I didn't forget about that. I was waiting for you to pop back in. Thanks, Jen. Appreciate you. Dan in the building. What's going on, dude? What is up? All right. I think we got the hashtag Skols in here again, everybody. Get the hashtag Skols for your chance to win a card. I think. All right. We got Norse in the building. I think I could hit you up earlier. Bob Swede in the building. All right. I think we got everybody. Now let's get it. I want to JJ. Yep, I got you, Sarah. Raymond in the building. What is going on? Yeah, just like I said, JJ McCarthy going to Sarah, of course, giving away a card like we do every show. So get that hashtag Skols in the comments. We got JJ McCarthy's, Justin Jefferson's, Dallas Turner's. I believe I still have a Kyrie Jackson in here. We got some Will the Thrill, a lot of good stuff. So get those hashtag Skols in the comments. Anyways, jumping into all of this good stuff here. Draft needs. Obviously, we all know Kwesi has absolutely annihilated this year's free agency, just like he has been in the past handful of years. This one might be one of the best that we've seen in a while. Really, really coming in and filling holes on the offensive line and the defensive line, something we didn't even know was possible for the Vikings to go out in this free agency to do. Really making going into this draft kind of as Nick Riley said earlier, best player available. Obviously, me and you kind of have the positions that we still feel like the Vikings should prioritize. I'm not complete best player available right now. I think we could get younger at a couple positions. But I'll let you jump in here after I call out my boy George Blunt with the 20. A Helga hat donation for the new Purple Familia member. Hey, appreciate you. Appreciate you, George, for real. Yeah, man. I mean, he's already wearing Viking stuff. I think we already have our theme. So we already even have our, I'm already bringing up. Shelby had a good idea for like their first year birthday theme or whatever. And it's going to be Rookie of the Year. And I was
Nice.
like, oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
So she thought of that. That wasn't even me.
my brother and sister-in-law did that, but it was baseball. But
Baseball,
football would be
football,
yeah,
Vikings Rookie of the
yeah,
Year. I like that. And it's
absolutely.
going to be
Good
true.
one. Yeah.
I mean, if you want to count JJ McCarthy as a rookie, Kevin O'Connell definitely doesn't.
Shouldn't. I mean, he's kind of not. So
Yeah.
it is.
Anyways, let's jump into this. Casey, what is your thoughts on this draft and needs?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Obviously, like you said, we kind of hit a little bit of everything. I mean, I see what Nick's saying. We definitely could still use a corner as well. But if you're asking me, like, look, I love the fact that we got John Finalen. I love the fact that we got Javon Hargrave. Those were huge needs. You have two guys who can get after the passer at defensive tackle. But when you look behind there, like you hope Jalen Redmond and Levi Drake Rodriguez and Taki Taimani can end up developing into kind of what you need. But I do still think, I think I saw, maybe it was Dan that mentioned it earlier. I do still think my number one draft, I guess, need per se, but also kind of what my draft want is there's just way too many impactful defensive interiors that you could get early on that I think they still need to take a swing at. Like, I love Allen and Hargrave, but you are getting two guys who did deal with some soft tissue injuries last year. They're on the wrong side of 30. I still just think you need to plan for the future at that position at a place that we just haven't invested in heavily enough. And like, I honestly think that I agree with FT Matty here as well. I think a trade back is the most likely thing right now, unless of course there's a player that they absolutely love that falls at 24. But I guess if you're asking me what my number one draft desire / draft need is, I do still think we need to get a younger defensive interior in there that can make an impact on both assets facets in the run and the pass game. So that's me. I'm looking defensive interior early on. That's still my number one draft need.
Yeah, and I'm 100% with you there. Exactly what you said. I mean, obviously you get Hargrave, you get Allen, going to completely turn around our defensive interior. Obviously older, you don't got your future at that position at all. Even Harrison Phillips, he's 30 now, right?
Yeah, I think
30,
he's getting up
31.
there. Yep.
He's getting up there. So we don't got a bunch of young guys like you said. Yeah, you got Taki. I'm assuming, in low key, I think he's going to have a big season. Jamie, okay. Off the line, you have to give me your address so you can send JJ First Gun like you said I could. Hey, dude. Yeah. Hey, Gary, hit me up after this. But no, and like you said, but I have a feeling that we're going to see a lot of Taki this season unless we do pick up a big guy in the early rounds or whatever, just because he is, at this point, he's kind of the only true nose tackle we have on this team. Looked pretty good in limited time. Obviously, really good in the run game. Excellent, very excellent overall during preseason. So I'm actually really excited about him, and I could see like a breakout level season coming for him, honestly, depending on what we do at that position. But just like you, we don't have a lot of guys that we can for sure can take over for Allen, or between Allen and Hargrave, like a chance one of those guys gets injured. And we both know we want someone there. And I know a lot of people are saying Grant, and I'm at the point now, because we have so many positions filled up. I am like with a lot of everyone else where it's like, if we can trade back and not get completely trade raped like we have in the past with Kwesi doing these trade backs, I say definitely go do that if possible. But I'm kind of on boat with a lot of people when it comes to Kenneth Grant. If he's there, it's really hard for me to move on from him. And I felt that way about him prior to those moves, but now it kind of even seems even more important to go get a guy like him because he brings you the size and he brings athleticism for his size to also become a wrecking ball in the pass rush game as well. And now he's a guy that kind of is more kind of banking on potential and upside more than being completely ready to jump in as a starter right off the bat. But now because you have Allen, because you have Hargrave, because you have Phillips, you can bring him in and kind of give him time to develop a little bit on top of that. So it gives us a little bit more breathing room if we do take a chance on a guy like Kenneth Grant. And I do really like his potential. And it's kind of like you're taking a little gamble there, but he could really end up being the exact type of player that we're all asking for this defense. And then just in general with defensive interiors, like I like a lot of these guys, but for me so far, we've been kind of going through defensive interiors a little bit more. And there really does kind of feel like there's a drop off when it comes from Kenneth Grant, Harmon, and Walter Nolan. Like, I know this is very deep, but there is it feels like there's like a little drop off between that tier and then the tier below them. So it would be kind of nice if you did go in and get at least one of those three guys. Other draft need positions, I would probably say JV's talking crazy. What up, T-Bass? Another one, obviously, cornerback we could use. If the Asante Samuel Jr. thing is real, I would not be surprised if we don't see a cornerback for sure, and then end up going and getting him as soon as the draft's over. But in my eyes, I mean, cornerback is probably is a bigger need right now than defensive interior. But like I said, you don't really have the future at defensive interior. And then safety is completely wide open as far as like Theo Jackson. We don't really know how he's going to be. You got Harrison Smith, who's older. You got Metellus, who's kind of, the Swiss Army knife. He's all over the place. And that's kind of what you got there. So I know we do have safety wide open, and I could definitely see us going after one. But like some people, I kind of got that PTSD from that Quasi's first draft with Lewis Cine, and I'm not confident. I don't know. I'd be kind of nervous to go safety. I know I can never say his name. Manowari. Him as well as what's the
Okay, Starks.
Starks. Both, I mean, people really like them. I haven't really done my homework enough on those guys just yet. But if they did go safety, it'd make total sense. But I kind of don't want them to. And then, of course, everybody in here, they're talking about guard. They want that North Dakota kid. And at this point, I feel confident enough in at least this year letting Brandel and Rouse and whoever else battle it out for that left guard position, and maybe go into next season figuring that out. I think we have enough talent there to kind of, I mean, Blake Brandel played very solid football when he had Christian Darrisaw next to him. So if he has Christian Darrisaw and Ryan Kelly next to him, I think he's going to handle his own for at least one more season. And I don't know, I just don't think that position's that deep in this draft. I think you're going to get a better talent at defensive interior on that front. So that's where I'm at with these draft needs.
Yeah, then I say still don't rule out running back. I mean, look, deepest running back class in recent memory. Running backs are kind of making a little bit of a comeback in importance. And just kind of, teams not being afraid to take them early and just take them, at all. But I mean, yes, you have Jordan Mason, who's young, but you also have Aaron Jones, who, yes, Aaron Jones played well last year. They're obviously going to take some snaps off his plate this year. But that contract, it's a 2-year deal, technically a 1-year deal, because you can get out of that second year with only $2 million dead against the cap and saving 10. So if there's a running back that you think for the next 4 years could pair well with the Jordan Mason, and he's there at one of your picks, probably not in the first round at this point, but if he's there, I'm 100% on board with still taking a running back in this draft. Running back, defensive tackle, deepest positions in this draft, you have to take advantage of one of them. You have to at least take one player to each of those positions. Because honestly, we're built for now. We're built for the next couple years potentially, but you still got to be looking beyond that. I think this would be definitely a running back class to take a shot at. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be funny if Vikings trade back. Somehow Malachi Starks falls. The Vikings trade back to 32. And with the 32nd pick, they draft a safety from Georgia. It was supposed to be really, really good. And it just doesn't work out again. Like that,
I know.
Vikings Twitter might be in a panic until the kid actually steps on the field and shows us what he's all about. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean,
I'd rather
but safety is definitely one of those positions you have to look at. I mean, yes, like you said,
appreciate
you have an aging Harrison Smith. You have Theo Jackson. You don't really know, and
Tell me about it, Dylan.
I don't think that you want to take Metellus away from what he does
Thanks,
best.
Steve.
That's kind of playing all over the place. Taking him out of that to just be a traditional safety. I mean, if you can make it 2 or 3 more years and draft Koi Parrish out of Minnesota, he'd solve all your problems. But you got to be thinking about that position before that. So I do think safety. If they did decide to go safety early, I wouldn't be shocked at that either. And kind of like you said, I think I'm kind of where you're at when it comes to the guards. I mean, if there's a guy that could be a plug and play left guard that they really, really like in the first round, I know Tyler Booker is a name that comes up a lot, or Gray Zabel, who can play all positions. If you end up getting a guy like that, you can plug in there, fine. But otherwise, like you said, I'm fine with letting Brandel and Rouse kind of fight it out for that left guard spot. Especially now that Rouse doesn't need, and now that you signed Skol. So if Darrisaw is not ready to start the season, you toss him out there, and then Rouse doesn't need to worry about tackle, and he can just really play guard like it sounds like they want him to do. So a lot of options here. I mean, they definitely covered it to where they don't have a necessarily draft need right now. They can go best player available. And I think that's something that's something every team strives for, right? Like they want to have a team good enough to where you can take whatever player or make whatever move in trading back wise that you want at your initial pick. So I mean, they can't go a wrong direction here. And I do think you do got to think about receiver as well. I mean, you have Justin Jefferson, of course, but you look at Jordan Addison, and I'm like you. I love Jordan Addison. I think I honestly don't think we've seen the best of what Jordan Addison can be for a full season. I mean, last year he dealt with the injuries. The year before that was kind of his rookie year. But I don't think we've seen his fullest potential here yet. But something that you do have to think about is that, when it comes to, after next season, if he has another good year this year, he's going to be extension eligible, right? Are you really going to pay 2 premium wide receivers like the Bengals are doing? And we're going to see, and now we're kind of seeing what it's doing to the rest of that team. Do you really want to make that move? Or if you're sitting there at 24, and I don't think this is going to happen, but if somehow a Tet McMillan drops you, or even a Matthew Golden, or maybe even an Isaiah Bond out of the 2 guys out of Texas, if one of them drops you at 24, and all your other positions are covered, and you're sitting there thinking like, hey, I mean, Addison, we could potentially trade him next offseason, and we already have our next receiver in waiting here. But for this year, he's going to be fighting Rondale Moore for that wide receiver 3 spot, which would then give you Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, who might be suspended 3 games this year, rookie to be determined, Rondale Moore and Jalen Naylor as your top 5 receivers. I wouldn't hate that either. So if that's what's the best thing about this, that they can go any way they want to, and they all and every move they could potentially make makes sense.
Yeah. Hey, FT Maddie with the 5. Will be nice to see if some of the players we picked last year, if they step up now. Yeah. And I definitely think, I mean, we're talking JJ McCarthy. That's one thing, is everyone's talking about Kwesi being bad at drafting, which is obviously fair to this point. But if JJ McCarthy works out and Dallas Turner ends up taking a leap this year, I don't think anybody's talking about Kwesi's drafting anymore. So it'd be really interesting to see them two. Obviously, Kyrie, what happened to him is just super unfortunate. That was our next pick after those 2 guys. But no, back to this.
I think he would have made an impact last year. I really do.
Yeah, I know. I liked him a lot too. And to the Addison thing is, yeah, I love Addison. I think he's better. I think he's better than most people think he is. And I think most people, like, they know he's good now, but I still don't think how good he actually is. Like, if he was, I don't know, man, the 4-game stretch he had towards the end of last year, best in the NFL in comparison stat-wise, statistically, to all the receivers. I think he's that good. And I don't think those kind of players grow on trees. I think it's easy when we're just talking. I mean, it's easy to see us pick Lewis Cine and not want to go into a draft and go get another safety because we're afraid to do that. And actually, I think Delton brought up the fact that you did that with DK Metcalf, or you passed on DK Metcalf because you busted on Treadwell. But Treadwell and Cordero Pattersons are good examples of, like, it's not easy to go out and find receivers like that. Don't grow on tree. I know trees. I know there's wide receivers that come out every year and they become stars. Last year was a big one with Brian Thomas Jr. with
Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors. And I mean, look at Marvin Harrison Jr. did not step up. We'll see. He still can be really good. We'll find out, but he was generation and he never stepped up. So I think it's easy for Viking fans who've seen Stephon Diggs, Justin Jefferson, what happened to Adam Thielen, Randy Moss, all those guys come in and think that we can just go pick those guys off trees like it's nothing. I don't think that's the case. But like you said, we don't really want to end up. The Bengals are not. I think we're in a different situation. Hopefully, we're in a better situation than the Bengals. The thing that was really dumb by the Bengals is they don't have the talent around them to pay all that money to a second wide receiver. Like they're not the best team in the NFL. They're not a top 5 team in the NFL. So you should be paying 2 wide receivers.
They are. Offensively,
no, just in general. Just in general. And you're paying 2 wide receivers top dollar and you're paying your quarterback. And that's going to be a different situation because obviously I think it's possible. At this point, I think anything's possible with the cap situation and what you can do with the cap. So if we're in year 3 and let's say we didn't win the Super Bowl or whatever in that time frame that we all hope we do, I think we're going to be in a lot better spot talent-wise overall for our team where we could maybe potentially make that gamble and kick the can down the road. I mean, at that point, like in this stretch, we got to go for it. I think after this 3 years, like when you pay J.J. McCarthy, if assuming that he's played like we all expect him to, but you didn't happen to win a Super Bowl, but you're in a good spot, then at that point, you're just going all in. You don't want to get rid of talent and you maybe be kicking the can down the road a little bit. But I could see a situation where it's possible to bring Addison back. But
obviously,
it might not be the smartest.
Once you get to paying your quarterback, that's when drafting and developing becomes super important, right?
Once you pay Addison $30 million a year after this season, we don't have to do it after this season.
I mean, yeah, you don't have to. He can ask for it, all type of stuff. But yeah,
this is his 3rd season, so that's like a whole.
You're extension eligible after your 3rd season.
Yeah. It just depends, man. It depends on how Addison would have to go crazy. The reality is I love Addison and I think he's really good, but you have Justin Jefferson still. Like Justin Jefferson's gonna get the limelight over on that other side. So I have a hard time believing Addison is just gonna get enough opportunity to make himself look like a 30 million, a guy that you pay a year early at $30 million a year. You know what I'm saying? Like you see that with Jamar Chase, you see that with Justin Jefferson, but I'm not sure Addison will have that opportunity to get paid an entire year early. I
feel like Addison could be one of those guys that you extend next year just because you could probably get him cheaper than before he really like takes off.
Let's worry about winning a playoff game first.
And I also did see a Facebook rumor, and I don't even know if you can put any weight behind it. About, I mean, I think it was more of a suggestion that talking about what he could do on another team. Someone had brought up him going to Buffalo. Like, could you imagine Jordan Addison, wide receiver 1 in Buffalo? Now that'd be quite the fit. I think he would really pop off if he ended up going.
Dude,
to a
he's
place
good.
Like
He's
I
so
think he
good.
has that potential, but
yeah.
Again, I would love to see him stay here, but that's the thing. When you're thinking towards the future, which Kwesi's obviously thinking for the now and for the future, you got to plan for every single possibility. So if there becomes a wide receiver that they have high on their board and it's too hard to pass on at 24, and they're thinking like, hey, if something drastic happens next year, maybe Addison gets maybe he has another offseason issue, right? Or maybe there's a big injury. Like, you always got to be thinking about those things. And that's one thing Kwesi does really well. If there's a guy you love at 24, is that going to be in the back of their mind? Like, hey, well, we don't know, we got to see Addison prove it for an offseason, another season to keep this up. Then we can end up you make a selection there. And it's like, hey, worst case scenario, if we can't come to an agreement, we already have our next wide receiver 2 here learning, so that he doesn't need to come in and learn. He can step right in and take over. All things to think about. But again, you can have those conversations because of what Kwesi has done in free agency so far this offseason. Like,
and I would say
about the potential wide receiver at 24 if we had no defensive interior guys and no Byron Murphy or no other corners.
I would say
totally or a guard. Then you're talking totally different about all this.
I for sure I like Addison a lot. I wouldn't want it. $30 million next year. I know it'd be tough to go out and do that. I get it. And I definitely would have to say I do not think that's a play this season. maybe next year. He still has 2 years on his contract. I mean, look what the Bengals franchise tagged T. Higgins an extra year, whatever. I don't think like we don't have to pay Addison an entire year early. I do think if that is the situation we are going to be in, I think that's something that we can worry about next year's draft and not worry about this year's draft. And I think I'd prefer it that way anyways, I think.
But I do think that a lot of that conversation came up because there was a mock draft that had Tet drop into 22. And someone was like, well, damn, if you're the Vikings and all you have to do is move up 3 spots to go get a guy like that, like that is your
he
6
he isn't going to
type of no, I don't know. No, I mean, I still see. I mean, maybe not the Patriots. Depends on what's there for them, but he'd be fun there for Drake May for sure. But
yeah, and that doesn't. So he has 2 years, including. Well, he has 3 years technically, including the 5th year. I was just not counting this year coming up.
Right.
So he still has 3. He only played 2 years. That's the one thing is like the dude's played 2 years, a first round pick, and we're talking about trading him before his 3rd year is completely wild to me. But I do get it, and the Sauce thing would have been interesting as well. He could be overrated. I don't know. I don't like talking about trading Addison. I do like him a lot. At the end of the day, I want to do whatever wins us a Super Bowl, but it is tough with that. What up, Vikings, Jerome?
Yes or no?
Sorry.
Just
adding a 2020.
What do you think about it? Yes or no?
No.
Really? I would.
I don't want to give up an extra 3rd for him. I think Addison's better than people want to give him credit for. Like we're going to find out this year.
No, but that's the thing. Him and a 3rd for a literal lockdown corner shows his value, I think. I think that's value.
I don't know. Would you trade Justin Jefferson for the best cornerback in the NFL?
That's different.
I wouldn't.
Why?
No. Why? No,
because Jordan Addison is not Justin Jefferson.
I don't think he's Justin Jefferson, but he is better than you think. I think he definitely has a chance to be just as good of a as good at his position as Sauce is at his position. At least. I think Jordan Addison is super fucking good. Super fucking good to the point where I'm not convinced that Sauce is better at his position than Addison is at wide receiver. I'm not convinced by that. And we'll see. I've been saying it. People have been sleeping. Just because he's 5'9" or whatever. But no, so I'm a big Addison fan. I don't think it's that simple. I don't like Justin Jefferson. You would not trade. That's saying that cornerback is more important than wide receiver, which a lot of times it can be depending on what your team is. But no one's trading the best wide receivers for the best cornerbacks. So Jordan Addison has played 2 years in the NFL so far. He's what, 23 years old. So I mean, there's a chance and Sauce Gardner was kind of average this year.
Yeah, but he also played for the Jets. Like, you got to remember that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that whole thing.
The
Vikings were considered 6.5 wins. The Jets were a Super Bowl contending team going into last season.
But again, we're not talking about any of this if Kwesi hadn't put himself in this position going into this draft.
Yeah. You said most wide receivers. It doesn't mean every wide receiver. I would say that's a tough one. When it comes to Sauce and Addison, I would say that's a tough one. But you're giving an extra. I don't like giving an extra 3rd. I feel like you should be able to get that. And I'm more biased towards Addison. And we'll see. Maybe it's not even biased.
Maybe a 4th or a 5th. I mean, maybe a 3rd is a little bit extreme, but straight up, Addison for Sauce.
Yeah, that.
No, that's not. No, the Jets would be idiots for making that trade. I'm sorry. I love me some Addison, but you don't trade.
Would be idiots. They probably would.
You got to get something a little extra if you're doing that. But anyway, again, none of this is me saying I don't like Jordan Addison because I do. I'm just saying like if they were going to make that move with 1 draft pick in Jordan Addison, I think that shows you for a lockdown corner. I think that shows you the value of Jordan Addison.
Yeah. Addison's second best wide receiver in the NFL. Watch. Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't know about that. But I think Addison he's special, dude. He's special. That's all I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Anyways, just keep on going here though. So obviously Addison, if it was Addison for Sauce straight up, it would be tough. I would say, yeah, getting a lockdown cornerback is a lot more difficult than finding a wide receiver. But it just depends. Like there's a levels to wide, like any wide receiver is different. Obviously, comparing Addison and Justin Jefferson is pretty significant. But Jordan Addison has had unbelievable stretches. He's created some. I mean, arguably the most separation out of any receivers in the NFL this past season over Justin Jefferson as well. I just think he's a stud. If he was a little bit bigger, I think that's just the issue with Addison. It's just his size that kind of makes people not think he's like that next tier of wide receivers that I personally think he's in. Anyways, so obviously talking corners, I mentioned it earlier that I think cornerback is still a position that we could definitely use. Obviously, I don't know if we talked about Jeff Okodu on here. Obviously, hasn't played good since being in the NFL after being the 3rd overall pick by the Lions. Of course, I like the move. Anytime you have a guy like Brian Flores as your defensive coordinator who has kind of changed some careers around and things like that, it's always fun to see some young guy who had all the potential in the world to be the 3rd overall pick come in and see if it's possible to Flores to do something with him. So it's kind of exciting there. And you just got a lot of depth. Like it feels like we have Byron Murphy, who I'm not convinced is a bona fide cornerback one, definitely could be, and a bunch of guys that you could argue aren't bona fide cornerback twos yet as well. So we definitely have room to grow out from the cornerback. Even if we get Asante Samuel Jr., you're just adding another guy who's like a borderline cornerback too. But at the same time, if you get enough of them, you're hoping someone can come up and kind of do what Byron Murphy Jr. did last year and kind of become that cornerback one role. That's why I'm like, get as many bodies as you can get in there.
Sure. Yep.
And yeah, so but at the same time, like if we did pick cornerback in this draft, it would not surprise me at all.
And that's why I still wouldn't be shocked if they bring back Shaq Griffin on a non-guaranteed vet minimum deal and see if he can beat out some of these younger guys / retreads and just kind of see where it goes from there. So yeah, I mean, and I mean, obviously the free agency thing is going to be quiet now till that compensatory pick window closes, but yeah, I mean,
it's kind of weird.
I still think Shaq Griffin's back by OTAs.
Yeah, you think so? I think if the Asante Samuel Jr., let's just bring that up, I guess. If the Asante Samuel Jr. thing is real, I don't see Griffin coming back. You just don't have room for him at that point.
Well, I mean, going into camp, you can have. I mean, it's just another body to see what happens.
Yeah.
You know? And then he's already here. Like there's an injury.
He's worthy of a.
You would think
a fair shot on someone else's team. I think.
Yeah.
So if that happens, otherwise I agree with you. If we get Asante Samuel, I feel like that's just I don't see him back. I think we have a room full of tons of cornerback options, and we just need some people to like make that leap. We're kind of banking on that a little bit, which is interesting because there's so many good bodies. Obviously, you have Blackman, who looked really good as a rookie, injured last season. You had Nudie. A lot of us like Nudie. You have Isaiah Rogers, who has been a PFF darling, I guess you'd say, throughout his entire career. Never had under 70 PFF grade and has had 80 in 2 of his 4 seasons and over 80 in coverage grade. Won a Super Bowl last year. Obviously does have a little bit of a gambling problem potentially. But hey, that is what it is. It could be worse. There's people who do a lot worse shit in the NFL and are still on the field playing today, and talked about a lot. So Isaiah Rogers in there. I like him. He's a player that I'm extremely excited to watch, and I think he's going to outplay his contract. I feel confident in saying that. And then, of course, Byron Murphy Jr., and then if you get Asante Samuel Jr. and Jeff Okodu, and if you get Asante Samuel Jr., and you're like at least 2 of those group of players is going to jump out and be at least a legit cornerback one, if not getting 2 legit cornerback ones out of that group of players at least, and then having potentially like some insane depth there at the same time. So
Yeah.
I'm cool with like the idea of Asante Samuel Jr. like that. If there's speculation and stuff like that, like the source is completely ridiculous. But some people are. I mean, it's not. It makes sense to some extent. Maybe not for the Vikings, but you brought this up with Will Fries. Just like you felt like the Vikings were doing something with his contract. They're trying to figure things out. So that's why he didn't get signed yet. Da 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 da. I'm not. It wouldn't be surprising. I don't know why a player would want to wait that long, but if the Vikings give you a good deal and you really wanted to play for them, I don't see why a player wouldn't mind waiting until that team can save a comp pick. But at this point, I mean, hey, let it happen. You get another guy in here who's known to be a playmaker. Obviously, isn't well known to be consistent in pass game and as a cornerback in general. But we'll take any kind of playmakers in here who can, create some turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, corner is one of those positions. You got to
What up, Sweet?
get as many bodies as you can in and hope that at least 4 of them stick for you. So, and I mean, and at that point, you'd be getting a 25-year-old who's got the right name, got the right lineage there to play corner, and then he'd be relatively cheap as well. So, time will tell. We will see.
We will see. We will see. All right, let's get into some. So this is kind of, I guess, the big news for today. I mentioned it earlier. Obviously, all the speculation between JJ and Rodgers. We've been pretty down to earth on this idea that we didn't think Rodgers was going to come here. Yeah. I didn't think he was. It just didn't make sense to Kwesi's plan. It didn't make sense to let Sam Darnold walk. You have JJ McCarthy, 10th pick, all these different scenarios and to create all this money to do what we did in free agency to all of a sudden now you just go and get a quarterback. Didn't really make a lot of sense. Obviously, we've been hearing rumors that Rodgers reached out to the Vikings. It seems pretty obvious that's exactly what happened. Rodgers wanted to be a Viking more than the Vikings really wanted Rodgers. My place was, I want JJ McCarthy. I'm good on Rodgers. I thought he took definitely a step back, even if his stats didn't really show it that much last season. Though if we didn't have JJ McCarthy, I would have been like, shoot, all right, yeah, go for Rodgers or whatever. But if we didn't have JJ McCarthy, Darnold would probably have already been back anyways. So I don't really see a situation where that happens. Kevin O'Connell came out today and gave his 2 cents on that whole situation, which pretty much said they one thing for sure you can say is Kevin O'Connell said they want JJ McCarthy to be QB1. They want him to be the starter. Best case scenario for the Vikings, for Kevin O'Connell, for this entire team and organization is for JJ McCarthy to be this year's starter going into 2025. That's the goal. That's the plan, and that's what the hope happens. Obviously, you can't be 100% sure of that. JJ McCarthy could get hurt again. A lot of different things could happen for that to change things. And as far as Rodgers goes, like I said, it's more of him wanting to come here. We're team JJ McCarthy, but if something happened to JJ McCarthy, I wouldn't be surprised if we went after Rodgers. Obviously, people are continuing to say Rodgers is still holding out for just that chance that the Vikings come calling. Yeah. What was your thoughts on that whole thing?
Yeah, I mean, look, for a little bit of time, when the rumors got real hot over that first weekend, I was a tad bit intrigued by it, just thinking, hey, if it happened, that'd be kind of cool. It'd be interesting to see how that would go down. But at the end of the day, I think we all kind of knew this was going to be the outcome. But also, and Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell both mentioned this, that if a 4-time MVP, future first ballot Hall of Famer comes calling, you have to at least explore the possibility. And I truly believe, I mean, I know Diana Rossini was saying a bunch of shit about the whole thing. I truly do believe that when they found out that was an option, that he was interested, that I do truly believe they thought about it. And Kevin O'Connell's very open, said, Kwesi said, and O'Connell confirmed that he was the one that talked to Rodgers because of the connection that they already had. And Kevin O'Connell said, JJ was, when I was having those discussions, he was in the know. He's in the building every day. I would need to be the one to tell him so he doesn't see it through the media. I need to be the one to mention, like, hey, we're having these conversations, but it's a unique circumstance where a guy like that does want to come play for your team. And Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell would not be doing their jobs if they didn't at least think about the idea and try to see if they can make it work. I mean, that's part of what they have to do. But at the end of the day, cooler heads prevailed. I think that they, like you said, they believe in, McCarthy. The knee's fine. He put the weight back on. And then kind of going back to the conversation of, did they tell him he was going to be the starter? They shouldn't. Like, I 100% still believe that Kevin O'Connell, he said last year that he said it today, like the quarterback development process, something he wants to be big into, and it's one of his highest aspects of running a football team. And that's part of it. Like last offseason, he said he's not going to play until he hits these certain thresholds. Like you shouldn't be telling JJ McCarthy he's a starter. You should be telling him we want you to be the starter. We're going to give you every opportunity. But at the same time, McCarthy said it himself. You shouldn't hand him anything. It's you have to go and be like, you got to earn this. Like we're not handing you, we're not giving you the job. You need to come in this spring, OTAs, training camp, and show us that we made the right decision, passing on a former or a future MVP, four-time MVP, future Hall of Famer, to just hand you the keys to the franchise. He should have to go out and earn it. So I think they've done everything right here. I mean, you explore the idea of Rodgers, but you decided we took this guy at 10th overall last year. We think he has a lot. He showed us everything we needed to see, but now we need to see him go out there and win the job. And that's what they're allowing him to do. And I do still think once that comp pick window closes, I do think they will add another quarterback, probably a Tannehill type guy, but I don't know. I mean, I think they played this thing perfectly right. They looked at all the other options, but decided this is where we're going to go. And now go get it done. Go show us we made the right choice.
Exactly. And if anyone's going to do it, like FT said here, I like what JJ said. He wants to earn it. Man, that kid, like, it's going to, if he doesn't succeed, it's going to be the most disappointing thing I've ever seen in my life, because everything he says, everything about him, even the winning, like you're a winner, and he's just like, yes, ma'am, or whatever. Like just everything about that kid, you're just like, you want to root for him so bad.
Like I honestly feel like if he ends up being the guy, right, and wins us let's say we win one or two Super Bowls where he's like he's a perennial winner. People are going to not like him after the third year, because the first few years are going to be like, that's a really nice guy. But I think he's going to be so positive about things. I think by his fourth year, other teams who are just going to be like, God, I can't stand out. Like people who get that way, like they can't stand when other people are too positive. He's going to be one of those guys. Everyone's going to hate him because he's too nice and too positive about life,
Right. Like but that's when you drop that. But that's when you drop that highlight reel where he's just destroying people, right? That's what's good about football and sports. It's like you can be a nice guy off the field or whatever, but then you're in there just gritty play. And that dude's been gritty. I mean, like the Alabama throw, man, he's a gritty player on top of that. So that's the thing is, I mean, and the big thing with him too is just as well, like Jim Harbaugh just cannot stop talking. Like every time he's in front, like I'm sure he's getting asked questions, but to know that just the level of things that Jim Harbaugh has said about JJ McCarthy is ridiculous, like super insane. No coaches out here. I know he was your coach for Michigan, but you're on a completely different team now, and you just have nothing. Like you're already a little bit worried about playing him this season. Like he already knows, like, oh, I'm going to be playing him this season. I know I'm going to be getting from him and just all that kind of stuff. It's just crazy. It just seems like this kid's just going to succeed. And then even during the golf tournament, hits that putt for the eagle, has another good shot. I think at some point I'm like, all right, you guys are just like, every good shot he has, you're posting it or whatever. But still, man, I don't know. He does feel like he has a winning mentality, and he does say the right things, and he says the things like you need to earn it, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, I mean, if someone's going to come in and you feel confident that he's going to put in the work in, at the very least, you're like, this is a guy that's going to put the work in.
Right.
And to try to be the best.
If it doesn't work out, it's not going to be an effort thing. Like that's kind of something else would have to have go. Like maybe the talent just doesn't translate to the NFL, but it's not going to be because he didn't try hard to get there. So, but
no, that kid is going. That's why it'll be sad if he doesn't work out. He didn't not try. This isn't This isn't what's his name? What's a Raiders guy?
What
is his name?
Russell?
I know it. Yeah, Jamarcus Russell. Like this isn't that or Rose or Josh. Is it Josh Rosen or whatever? Johnny Manziel. Like this isn't not that situation. Like he is going to put his all. So if he puts everything he has into it and then he ends up sucking, it'll be a hard thing to watch, I think. But I don't think that's going to happen. Plus you can't ask for more talent on a football team than he's getting for a first year quarterback anyways. But I think he's going to do it. he's going to be that guy. And Kevin O'Connell, you see the excitement coming from him. And if Kevin O'Connell likes him and Kevin O'Connell says all this glowing things about him, it's good, because Kevin O'Connell at this point has to be, he's like not even just Vikings fan base. He's like become known as like a quarterback guru at this point. So and JJ McCarthy is his guy. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But
Yep.
things are going to get exciting. Of course, we still have an entire draft to do. Only 4 picks, but we do have at least a first rounder and a third rounder. So yeah, what are we feeling? Doing a mock draft?
Sure. Let's see here.
And of course, everybody giving away your choice of a card here. JJ McCarthy, the future franchise quarterback, and now of the Minnesota Vikings. Dallas Turner's, JJ McCarthy's, TJ Hawkinson's, Will the Thrill, Reichard, all that good stuff. Get the hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe if you have not already.
Let's see.
I do at least 3. I hop on here all the time. Hey, what's going on, AJ? I hop on all the time too, and I just go through it. It sucks not having a second round pick though. None of the players I want ever drop to our pick, and then some people don't want to trade up, and I'm like, dang.
Are we doing a 7, 5, 7 probably?
Yeah, let's go 7
picks anyway.
That's all right.
Anything you want me to change here? Probably start just medium speed.
I'll keep it. Yeah, sure. Yeah, listen to Skol for Life Barber. Smash that like button. Hey, all Steve, right. I gotta try to pop off pretty quick after this one, so we'll probably just go solo on this stream. I'm ramping things up. I gotta like ramp things up with this new life that I live.
Oh goodness. Sorry. Let's go with this. All right, you ready?
All right, so
I'm going to assume no trading up. We'll see who's there at 24.
This is a weird draft this year where there's not really a scenario where we ever really feel like we want to trade up this year.
No, I don't think so either. So let's just let it run. We'll just let it get.
Nope, I did it. There we go.
Get to our pick, see who's there. So there goes Kenneth Grant. So at that point.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 3 trade ups.
I think I saw Delton mention him earlier. I have seen his name pop up.
I don't know a lot about him.
Receiver, but Walter Nolan's there. Colson Loveland. I know a lot of people are getting high on that. I still don't think they pull the trigger. I mean,
Harmon there.
Contract's easy to get out of, but I just think they roll.
I like Harmon. I do like Harmon. I like that the Vikings like Harmon.
I mean, pick 33 is the first one.
That's the closest.
I mean, which gets you out of the first round, but like first pick of the second round. Otherwise, Bears at 39, Chargers at. I mean, if we could get like.
Grab their 94 and put our 139 in there.
21%.
Grab their 104 instead of 94.
37%.
Offer it. They'll accept it.
All right, so we did move back.
I want you to stop at 29, right after the Lions pick.
Okay.
Oh, stop.
Oops. Well,
here, let Nolan or Harmon fall off the board here.
All right, we'll go
one or the other.
We'll go slow. Loveland.
Okay.
Weird. 3 tight ends for them. Ooh.
Okay.
We're gonna get one or the other here anyway.
Okay. Well. Okay. What's the trade? What's the trades looking like?
37 would be the next one, so we'd have to drop 4 more spots. I mean,
we got. It's gonna be hard. 37.
I mean, we're not gonna be getting anything premium here at all. Like.
All right. I think this is good. I think we stick
here. And I mean, I agree. I agree with you. I like Nolan. I'm kind of Derek Harmon here.
That's a hard one. I don't know. What's the chat think?
Can we do a mock where we got that?
What's the chat think?
Trying to think. Yeah, because I mean, before 37, there are a couple more defensive interior needy teams.
I know you like him. I don't know. I'm still away from the same. I'm still defensive interior. Like I think these guys are studs. I'm defensive interior, and we got
Yeah.
some old guys. Like they're gonna get playing time this year. But I think we gotta. I think we just go with Walter Nolan.
You think?
Try not to get too cute. It's hard unless you want to take that trade back, and we
Nah.
take a gamble here.
I mean, I don't know, man. Derek Harmon, I love that size.
I know. I do like them.
6'5",
I like
310.
them both.
But I guess still 6'3", 305. I mean, yeah. If Nolan fits. Okay. I mean, that's also very true.
Yeah. Let's pull the trigger on Nolan.
All right. I mean, hey, trading back, picking up an extra second round pick.
I'm okay with
and
that.
moving
I've never
up to
even had.
97.
I've done enough mock drafts on here, and I've not seen that ever happen.
We just want. I mean, we could probably just let it. Oh, Emin Wari fell that far, huh? Wow.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Derek Harmon went at 30. So do you see? We would have gotten Derek Harmon at 37 still. We could have made one more. But at that point, we'd have picked up like pick 108 or something like that. So would it have really been worth it?
That's all right. I think that we got great value.
I'm just gonna let. I mean, I think we can just let it run to our pick.
Yeah,
right?
let it roll.
So what are we thinking here? Maybe like corner, maybe running back, maybe guard if one's there.
Not running back yet. Because we got 67.
I have seen a lot of people who like Benjamin Morrison.
Also like CJ West, but I do like I think CJ West is sneaky. And I know Delton, I saw you say that earlier. Why not get CJ West later? And I agree. If we go a different position in the first round, obviously on PFF, he probably isn't making it to our third round pick, but I would definitely be okay with going for CJ West if possible later.
I also liked what I saw from Alfred Collins as well.
He's a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
He's a big boy.
I saw there.
But CJ West, CJ West kind of reminded me of Jonathan Newton last year. I get some Jonathan Newton vibes. Johnny Newton. Don't overlook middle linebacker. I'm on Morris, but Morrison is fine. I legit would take Jenkins. I like Jenkins a lot.
Jenkins. Who's he talking about?
Quinchon.
Oh, Judkins.
Or Judkins. I thought you were talking. You said Jenkins. I was thinking Judkins. Unless you were talking about a Jenkins.
I mean, I did see Delton mention Tate Ratledge. I mean, that would definitely be an option as well.
We could maybe get him later.
Do we have trade back offers? 74. Yeah. What are we thinking? I mean, do we want to go corner? What are we thinking?
That's what I would do.
Okay. I mean,
keep scrolling down real quick.
190.
Yeah, I mentioned. See, I like Judkins a lot. Judkins is too close of a similar.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Similar place
on Henderson. I would love going Travion Henderson, pairing him with Jordan Mason.
It's hard. I think with this draft, there is a couple studs that I think would work well with Mason long term, including RJ Harvey. I still love RJ. I'll die with this one. I still think RJ Harvey is one of the best running backs in this draft. The unfortunate thing is he's 24 years old. Doesn't mean he can't come in and be effective right away. Obviously, that makes it even more likely for him to do that. But the problem is with Aaron Jones and Mason and all of that, like you probably don't want a 24-year-old running back sitting behind them for a year or two. Yeah. But I love Harvey a lot. Yeah. But I'm with Benjamin Morrison. I think we go cornerback here.
I like it. Let's see. Ratledge went as well.
Ransom. I don't know. We got a couple safeties here. What are you guys thinking about Ransom and Makuba?
Like this pick as well. This late here. Another 6'190" guy, solid coverage.
88, more than solid last year. 90 overall PFF grade. I like that. Click the other guy.
Safety, as we talked about, is kind of a low key need here. I don't hate it.
It's not even really low key need. It's a real need.
Yeah.
I mean, if we get a safety here, we hit all three of what I think is our biggest needs in this draft.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. I'm fine with it. Pull the trigger there.
Yeah.
I like it. And then back.
I feel you, Nick. I feel you.
I mean, I do see people talking about,
Gotcha, George.
I
Oh, you
do
said
see people talking
Andrew.
about the need for tight end. I mean,
Steve, you're coming over here, North Carolina. Steve, where are you? Where are you from? I forget. Virginia? I forget.
hey,
Somewhere over there, I thought.
how do we feel about this? I mean, 13 games, 117 receptions,
Check out wide
1,500 yards,
receivers as well.
10 touchdowns. I mean, yes, I
Um,
mean, I know I just talked about but tight end wise, you do have TJ Hawkinson. You do have Josh Oliver, but after that, the cupboard's kind of bare.
mm-hmm.
So getting yourself a 6'4", 230 guy that can block and play receiver. I mean,
West Virginia, that's what it is, Steve.
I don't hate that right there. I don't hate going with Fanning in this spot.
Let's yeah, what do you all think? I don't know enough about Fannin. I don't know enough about the wide receivers. Harold is a solid choice for sure.
I mean, I like that idea, and it's not because whoa.
Isaiah Bond.
Whoa. How did he fall? I mean, I know the yardage doesn't show, but he's fast. Like this, I don't think he ended up beating what's his
record.
name? Yeah.
Xavier Worthy.
Nick, what are your thoughts on Isaiah Bond? I mean, having him sitting here, I love the tight end pick. I would go Isaiah Bond here if it was me.
What up, Justin? Is Fadone still there?
I don't know who that is.
FT Maddie, by the way, there's a good chance that we go live. I know we usually go live with we do a big show with Rap and a lot of us guys generally every year. We haven't really talked about it yet, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do something like that again. So good chance we'll be going live for the draft. Kyle Williams is my guy.
But what are your thoughts here? I mean, I'm either. I mean, we've gone defense every pick so far, so I think we haven't taken a running back yet. But at this point, like, is there anybody? I mean,
not around here. I like Tootin.
Still there, Brashard Smith.
But I like Tootin just because now you're adding a different dimension of speed. I mean, we could trade back. Can we get 138? Do it. Pull the trigger on that. Dang it. Give him 187.
104 and 187. Yep. We probably should have tried to get more. Whatever. Screw it.
Whatever.
Screw it.
We'll do it.
Screw it. We might be able to get a couple options here then, depending on who falls. Let's see. So I did see Isaiah Bond went. So did Fanning. We fucked up there. That was a bad move. We made mistakes. Mistakes were made.
So where's Kyle Williams?
Yeah. He is. I mean, Tez Johnson's still there. I mean, I saw he was.
He's like quite a bit down.
5'10". Yeah, we probably don't need another short receiver on this team.
Kyle Williams, 145.
I mean, 6 foot, 189. I mean, I think if we
what's that trade? What's that trade? Click that trade real quick.
128.
Yeah, I want that. 128. Dang it, that's it though. 205.
We have 113 and 138. Yeah.
I like Tootin.
Do you? I think I'm cool
I do, but I wanted to get him around 130.
I mean, if we take him and someone that, I mean, Jadon Blue, the stats don't show it, but every time I watched the Texas game, he would always make like one or two big plays. Mm-hmm. He's going to be one of those guys. He's not going to do much as a running back, but he's going to be a fun little gadget guy for some team to have. I mean, I'm cool with Tootin or Brashard Smith.
I am cool with either of them as well.
So do we?
That's
do we
kind
try
of like
to take,
what I want for us.
Do we try to go someone else here and hope one of those guys gets to 138?
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Do we grab a receiver?
Nick keeps talking Williams.
But we could easily get him at the next pick.
Him with the next pick. That's what I'm saying. We could get him with the next pick.
Let's just do this. Which one do you want? Tootin probably?
That's hard. I think I like
Brashard
Tootin because he
Smith a
has a
lot as
speed, but
well.
I think Smith is like the better overall running back. I think he's more likely to be the better straight up running back in Smith. But Tootin looks pretty good and he has enough moves, but he also has. I think Tootin still is the best home run running back in this draft.
What do you think? What do you think? I'm cool with either of them.
In the chat, who do you guys think? Would you pick? Here, I'll just do
Or
this.
Jarquez Hunter. I like him a lot too. I mean, he's more of a kind of a harder runner, but I like him a lot. God, there's so many good running backs in this draft. They have Trevor Etienne scared like really low on here too.
And
Kyle
I think
guy.
he could. I think he could be a freaking starting running back too.
This is the guy that T-Bass likes a lot. I mean, injured a lot last year, but
who is it?
Kyle guy.
Kyle yeah.
Taj Brooks. I know you talked about him. Ollie Gordon.
We said
between
Tootin and.
I feel like the Vikings fans' steam on Ollie Gordon has kind of died a little bit.
Some people have him high. I'm not seeing the same thing other people are with Ollie Gordon.
It is crazy how many good running backs are in this draft.
Here, roll up real quick. Okay. Go down. I just want to make sure.
No, Devin Neal's probably got to be pretty long gone, I would guess, at this point. Yeah. Yeah, Trevor Etienne is one of those guys, like, nothing he did was, like, super exciting, but...
Dude, he looks... I don't know,
he never got tackled by the first guy, is one thing I definitely noticed.
I think he definitely... There's a handful of guys... That's why I'm like, don't even care. That's why I'm like, I don't think we need to grab a running back early in this draft. Like Smith, Tootin. I felt like with scroll down on the running backs real quick. I've seen a lot of these other guys. The ones that
Jarquez Hunter.
He's all right. Trevor Etienne, I'd put him above a lot of these guys. I really like Taj Brooks. I think Taj Brooks is legit a David Montgomery type of player. LaQuint Allen, I really liked what I saw in him as well. We got Tootin with 78%. Let's rock with Tootin.
I think that's fair. Yep. We'll roll.
You're just bringing a different dynamic than what we have on this team, which is insane speed.
Then if he's there, we will snag the receiver that grab another quarterback.
Let's do it for the boy, Nick Riley.
Grab two running backs, double up. I've heard a lot of people talk about Riley.
I have a feeling Quinn Ewers is going to get picked higher than people
I do
think.
too, but it's so wild. He went into last year as a Heisman.
If he would have went into the draft last season, he probably would have been a first round pick.
Yeah, it's
weird. He had a good pro day. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's weird, crazy. Ewers. But yeah, I guess let's just get this done with here. Go wide receiver. We'll grab Nick's guy, Williams. Kyle Williams. I'm
all right.
Man, if this is how this draft went, I mean,
I'll be pretty okay. I'll be more than pumped.
You're covering a lot of needs.
This is a good draft. This is one of the better drafts. I wish we would have got our last two picks around where PFF thought they should have been taken.
Yeah, and we didn't try anything with those. I just kind of went. So they did recommend Judkins, whatever. I mean,
oh yeah, D+ for Kyle Williams, but we're trusting you, Nick.
I mean, the trade back solid. I mean, we got good value there. Ended up turning it into a defensive tackle and a corner and a safety. Yeah. And then you get your offensive guys. You get your future running back in Tootin, and then Kyle Williams, the guy that we're trusting Nick Riley on. And I mean, look, it's a 6-foot receiver. I mean, we talked about it. We need wide receiver depth. So, I mean, if this is how the draft went down, I
would be pretty pumped.
Hit it out of the park on paper.
Man, if you trade back out of the first round and you ended up with Walter Nolan or Harmon, in my opinion, would be such a massive W. I haven't actually had the chance to check. I didn't check Alexander out yet. So I still have to go out and do that, which I will soon. So maybe I will put him up into that that next tier where he might deserve to be in. All right, let's go. Well, we'll take that. Let's get it on with this giveaway. Again, everybody, your choice of which card that you want. Get the hashtag Skols in the comments, like the video, and subscribe if you have not already. All that good stuff, but get them hashtag Skols in the comments. Let's bring this bad boy up. Gotta switch the. There you go. All right, let's get it rolling. 3, 2, 1. Boom. With the first one making it to the duck race is Darren. Darren, you didn't leave. I know you didn't leave. That'd be actually kind of crazy if you did.
Been a minute.
Darren, you better not have left. We'll keep on rolling though. Darren?
Gary.
Boom. Gary, dude. Gary's been in like every one recently, I feel like.
Gary is
Let's
here.
go. Gary's here.
It said
He's
here, but
definitely
he just posted, commented.
X
As it
did.
landed on his name. It's almost like he knew.
All right, keep on rolling. I don't see Darren.
I don't know either.
Darren,
Keep an eye out.
that's wild, but all right. Let's keep going. And we've got boom, boom, boom. Bob Swede. I haven't heard from Bob in a while. Oh yeah, I did. That's a lie. Who Bob was? He did have a crazy stretch at one point. Keep on going. Darren, if you're in here. FT Maddie. I know FT Maddie definitely didn't leave. No, he didn't. He's definitely here. Okay, let's keep rolling. George Blunt. Do we still need to get Nick Riley a W here? Have you won before, Nick?
I don't think he has.
All right, one more. No, never. Oh. Dan. You know what? I'm sorry, everybody. I'm adding Nick in here. I'm adding Nick. I know he hasn't been here for a while. I'm going to add him to this. I know I'm breaking some rules. Doesn't mean he's going to win.
Boy, if you do it for one person, you got to do it for everybody that asks now. Oh, boy. Slippery slope.
I'll give everybody 3 seconds to ask. Well, actually, he technically didn't ask.
But Dan is here as well.
Let's go. Yeah, no, we got to get Nick. Everyone else has won a card. He hasn't won yet. He's in pretty much most of these shows. We got to at least give him a shot here.
Giving him a shot or giving him another opportunity to potentially not win? Dangerous game. You miss every
shot you don't take.
That's a great point.
I just came up with that.
No, you didn't.
By myself.
By myself. It's not like anybody else ever says that.
Yeah. Wow. I can't believe nobody's thought of that before. That's crazy. All right. Set it up. We got Riley, Dan.
We already got a Viking one on there, but every other duck is pretty lame. So.
Ooh. All right. We gotta go 9 though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right.
That's a good mix.
We can deal with this. JJ McCarthy, the future. 3, 2, 1. Boom. And we are off. Sounds like some Kobe. Yeah, dude. I don't know where I came up with it. It's crazy. Something exactly Kobe would say. We got Swede in the beginning. FT Maddie hanging in the back. But as y'all know, that's not a bad thing.
Oh, Nick, you're giving in the lead too early.
Oh man, this is when things get real. Gary's chilling. Maddie's just been chilling in the back.
Someone's gonna bounce off the back. Oh yeah.
It's Maddie. Oh, it's Riley.
Oh,
it's Riley. Oh, it's gonna be a buzzer beater. It's Nick Riley.
Oh, look at that. You let him in and you win. That is not rigged at all. That is poetry. That is absolute poetry. You love to see it. You'll love to see
Hey,
it.
he deserves a W. He deserves a W.
Now, Jamie, you do realize people are going to think that's rigged now, right? Like 100% people are going to think that's rigged. 100%.
It's not.
It
It's
isn't,
not
but
rigged.
that's crazy. That's kind of crazy, actually. Pass it.
You gotta give him
Pass
one
it
W.
forward. Pass the good deeds forward. That's what we do here.
Yep.
Nick,
Yep.
now it's
Yep.
your turn. You got to make someone else's life better tomorrow.
Nick, what are you feeling? What are you feeling for cards? JJ McCarthy. Will Riker, Dallas Turner. I'm gonna get rid of the Bucks. Hey, got you, man. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. JJ McCarthy, future quarterback of the Minnesota. Well, I keep saying future, but the current and future franchise quarterback is going to bring the Vikings to a Super Bowl in JJ McCarthy. Let's go.
So yeah, so I suppose message. Yeah, Twitter works. Twitter's good.
Yeah, do you want? Yeah, just hit us up on Twitter. Otherwise, you can email us, but it doesn't matter. I know we can. Yeah, just hit us on Twitter. Makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else before we hop off?
Oh, did you want to yell at the Twins for a second?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I mean, we could have seen this coming, right? Like the team got worse. I mean, Rocco, after last year's collapse, that should have been the number one. Like Rocco's got to go. Something needs to change, and nothing changed. I mean, you're coming into this with the same team. Your pitching staff. I mean, Pablo. I guess Pablo was solid. I mean, gave up 2 runs. He wasn't the ace like you're used to seeing, or like he kind of looks like the guy that we saw last year. And then of course, I mean, Joe Ryan looked good, but Bailey Ober just got torched yesterday. Chris Paddock, who was awful, got started game 4. Just a freaking disgrace. Terrible. Ugh. I mean, I can't think of. I mean, if any fan came into this year and said, I think this team is going to be better than last year, you are lying, because there was no way. I mean, it's just you brought back the same thing with this. I mean,
go check out Purple Parlor. You guys can, actually right after this. Yeah. All right, sorry.
Yeah.
Casey.
If Rocco doesn't make it through this season, the fact that they let him manage to even start this year was a complete waste of a season. And it's just, I mean, this season you needed Buxton, Correa, Royce Lewis, and Matt Wallner to perform. So far, Buxton, Correa, and Wallner have not performed. Royce Lewis is hurt. Just an absolute. I know it's only 4 games in, but they pulled their starters in the 4th inning of game 4 of the season.
Against the White Sox. Like,
against the freaking White Sox. This, I mean, it's only 4 games, but what a freaking disaster. Absolutely disastrous. And, I mean, you had to have seen this coming from a mile away. I mean, Rocco just doesn't have it. This team got worse. He's kind of scapegoated here because they just don't, I mean, obviously the poll ads don't pay shit. Like, they don't, I don't know. It's just, it's a freaking disaster. Like, I mean, I know people people wanted to get on the Wolves about trading away Karl Anthony Towns and doing all that stuff, but at least they're still in it. Like, they're still competitive. The Twins have just shown to absolutely not be freaking competitive. So I don't know.
Appreciate you, George.
It is what it is. I mean, only 4 games, but what an absolute disastrous start to the season. And I don't know if this is what it takes. If this is what it takes to change. I mean, the thing with baseball, especially Twins baseball in Minnesota, where winter, you finally get summertime. I think there's just way too many. And nowadays, calling someone a casual sports fan is like an insult. But I do just think there are too many casual baseball fans that just want to go to a day at the ballpark with their kids, especially now the tickets are going to be cheap. But if you're a true hardcore fan who pays attention to stuff behind the scenes, you should not be going to any games until this team is sold. I mean, you can't continue to pay money for a franchise and ownership that just does not care about actually trying to win anything. And that's what you're doing if you're going to games. And again, like I said, the people that just want to go with the kids, have a nice day out at the ballpark, I 100% understand it. But I do think that the only way to make change is just to not go to these games, because it's not worth giving this team your money for a bad product who's not going to try to win baseball games.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and like I said, what was the exact number that they're in debt? Like 400 million?
440,
something like that.
$1 million.
So now it just makes everything perfect.
Hell yeah.
Exactly, man. It just makes everything, that whole thing is just a massive buzzkill to me.
Yeah.
And I've said it a million times, but just feels like there's no way we have a chance at all. Like it's
No.
like the only sport that you go in and you're like, there's zero chance you're winning a World Series this year, even if you have talented players. Like those guys you mentioned are, even though they're playing like absolute trash and Royce is hurt, like there is talent there, but now you like the talent with the Dodgers completely insane on top of everything that's going on in the Twins
Right.
organization is just like an absolute dumpster fire
Right.
for
But I mean,
baseball in general, in my opinion, but especially for
yeah.
the
But like if you change your hitting coach and you still can't hit worth the damn, you're still striking out, you're not able to produce runs. Your pitching staff is struggling, kind of just like they were last year. Who do you look at there? Like you got to look at. I mean, yes, you got to look at the top for not making enough moves, but it does need to come down to management, and it's just something needs to change here. And if you're not going to be able to get new owners yet, if they're not going to be able to sell, then you got to do something, and you got to make a move and get rid of your manager and kind of start over there with your leadership. I don't know. This season, I was unexcited coming into it, and I'm less excited if that's even possible after 4 games. It's just an
I know.
absolute dumpster fire of a way to start a season.
Yeah, but hey, man, hey, we'll see. Maybe they'll turn it around. There's still talent there. Hopefully, I mean, the biggest news this year is just the day the poll ad sell, and
Yep.
then we can kind of bring in some hope in the organization again, I think. But appreciate everybody for popping in. Obviously, no more days off. We'll be here throughout this draft process and everything, which we are on. We're 1 day away from draft month, few weeks away from the actual draft. Shit's about to get real, man. Shit's about to get real.
Absolutely.
And our team is
Absolutely.
only to get more stacked. So
Yep. So we will see you guys next Monday. Have a great rest of your week till then.
let's go Vikes.